What's going on, guys? I am back for another prediction video. I should probably scroll down over here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful bracket we have here. Some of the best teams in the world. The coolest thing about this, this is for obviously Northern Arena 2, the Rocket League Invitational, also known as Gnarly 2. That's what. Whenever you hear someone say Gnarly, that's what it means. I know, might not. It sounds a little confusing, but that's what it is. Abbreviations, man. But Gnarly 2 is going to be pretty cool. So, looking back over the past year of Rocket League, and so I'm going to add on one extra month just to make my point a little bit more. There's been, I think it was 8 major lands for 3v3. We've had 6 different winners, 2 two-time winners. Every single one of those teams is here at Gnarly, so there's only 2 teams, like out of this entire bracket of 8 teams, that have not won a 3v3 LAN in the past 13 months. We have Flipside Tactics. They won back in DreamHack somewhere. They made one small roster move, but besides that, it's the same team. Energy's won one, the number 2 seed. Well, number 2 seed. I don't know which seeds are actually more important. It doesn't really matter. They won X Games. They also made one roster move. Then, of course, G2, Dignitas, Cloud9, and PSG. The exact same rosters. And then we have Excel and FlyQuest to round it out. So, let's get into some predictions. We just saw the Summit, or the, I can't remember what it's called, the Apex, the Climb finally finish for North America. And that was actually a really cool format. I really enjoyed it. Like, everything seemed to go pretty smoothly, and like, I was excited to see some good Rocket League. It hasn't happened for a little while. There hasn't been anything that important in a little while. Again, it's still in, like, online tournaments for, like, $3,000. It's not, like, something that these guys are going to be playing necessarily the hardest they've ever played before to win it. So, we'll see how it is. But Cloud9, they came out victorious over NRG in the finals. And that'll, you know, maybe sway some of my picks here, but I wanted to make sure that was done before I got into these picks. Now, let's get into the picks. Let's start it off. This is, of course, a double elimination bracket, best of 5s until the finals, which is best of 7. So, first off, FlyQuest versus Flipside. I'm a big fan of FlyQuest. I've always been a big fan of FlyQuest. I predicted that they would win the Rival Series last season. They did. I predicted that they would move on. They have. They are now in the RLCS. I'm really excited to see how they play. These guys just love to play fast. To a detriment. They just love to go for everything. They will challenge you on every single ball, but if you can beat them, as soon as you beat them a little bit, then if you can execute a 2-on-1 on the offensive side, which is normally what happens against FlyQuest, then you'll be fine. And Flipside, they have been doing that against the best in the world lately. It's been a little while. Like, of course, they won the qualifiers, and they won them back in, what was it, like a month ago at this point? I think it's like over a month, something like that. It's about a month ago. So they won the qualifiers. They beat Dignitas twice. That's a very, very big accomplishment. Seems like the only team that can beat Dignitas right now is Flipside Tactics. And then they took a little break, as Mystic has said before, and then now they're coming back. Like, obviously, they're still practicing. Like, Flipside at their best, obviously, we've seen them play amazing. We just haven't seen them play amazing for a really long period of time. It's very hard to play at that level. The only team I can say that can probably do that is probably Dignitas. So, Flipside coming into this, they should win this series. It is a very, Flipside has turned into a very good team. They're setting up passes like crazy. Like, everyone's talking about how, like, Yukio is slowly getting better and better, but also Mystic, I feel like he's had questionable position in the past, and he's been getting better and better. So if they keep up, like, even the semblance of that pass and play that they showed back in the qualifiers versus Dignitas, they should easily get by FlyQuest. FlyQuest, though, don't count them out. They are a fast team, and they can make people miss, or at least make them make mistakes under all that pressure. But I got Flipside here, a 3-1. I'll give FlyQuest one game in that series. Now, moving on. Cloud9 PSG, a rematch of the finals at the first Gnarly, where Cloud9 took it in a bracket reset that PSG put them into a bracket reset, and then Cloud9 won it. Of course, PSG got some revenge at the World Championship that season, so there's Been a lot of games between these teams where I believe, honestly, I think it might be exactly even. PSG beat them in the World Championship. They beat them once at Gnarly. I think Cloud9 also played PSG earlier in the bracket. I could be wrong about that. It's been a little while. But then, of course, PSG also beat Cloud9. Or it did at E-League. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I'll get it all straight for the show. But either way, it doesn't really matter. Cloud9 is looking very good. Like, I was very high on them going into the World Championship. And it was kind of like a guesswork thing of like, I think Cloud9 will return to form. And they did show it. They played extremely well at the World Championship. And they haven't stopped, obviously. We just saw on the climb where they took down Energy. And they're looking good. Like, Gimmick, we talk about, like, mechanical geniuses in this game, like Squishy Muffins and all that. But watch Gimmick, man. Like, Gimmick is pulling off some incredible plays. Everyone was popping off on this team. Torment's hitting the shot locations. He's moving up because Gimmick and Squishy are making defenses look absolutely silly. So Torment can just come in and clean up some shots. Cloud9's looking good. And I'm not sure about PSG. There's been rumors going on around that PSG might be making a roster move, might not be. Who knows what's going on? And obviously, they missed out on the World Championship. Every European team here, except for Dignitas, was not at the World Championship. But I think Cloud9, like, they're getting into form at a pretty good time for Gnarly. I got Cloud9 here. I'll go 3-1. And they'll continue their Gnarly dominance. Next up, Energy versus Excel. This is the one that Energy should easily win, but Excel has surprised teams before. They surprised everyone throughout the qualifiers. They surprised themselves. I was talking to Marky. They're like, we didn't really practice before the Gnarly qualifiers. We just kind of went into it and hoped for the best. And it worked out. But Energy, their team defense is solid. They obviously looked a bit shaky during the climb. I heard Justin was on like 2 hours of sleep, but Justin was playing out of his mind. It's insane when Garrett G is probably best in the world right now. Like, if you had to, like, mention a player. Of course, all three of Dignitas could also be up there. But Garrett G might not even be the best on his team, with Justin just pulling off incredible stuff as well. Talking about mechanical play, as he talked about with Gimmick, Justin is going absolutely nuts as well. I think Energy will be fine when they get to Gnarly. Sure, they didn't look great against Cloud9 in the climb and even Evil Geniuses, but they should be fine. Like, I don't think that's a huge issue. And I think their land woes are behind them. They're probably still extremely disappointed about the World Championship. At least Fireburner was extremely disappointed. Garrett and Justin, like, I saw them in the after party. They're like, you know, what can you do at some point, right? It's Dignitas. They played amazing. They weren't too down on themselves. Obviously, probably after a while, you're like, God damn it, I was so close. So close. So, it sucks. But they need to bounce back here, and I think they will. Excel should be pretty easy just because their defense is usually extremely poor in Excel. And if this gets into a shootout, you're not scoring a lot of goals against Energy. It's just not going to happen. So Energy should easily have this series. I'll go 3-0. Next up, Dignitas and G2 in the first round at Gnarly. Should be pretty exciting. But G2, man, what has happened to them? They have not looked good since they won the regional championship. They completely bombed out of the World Championship. They went 0-2. They didn't do great at the Gnarly qualifiers. Got swept by both Energy and Cloud9 to finish third. Then we just saw at the climb. They also went out in, not necessarily 2. They did beat FlyQuest. And then they lost to, I believe it was Ghost in a sweep. And they also lost to Cloud9 in a sweep. So it's twice in a row Cloud9 has swept them. Something's got to change on G2, but honestly, one of the things, and I'm not putting blame on him necessarily, but JNaps has not looked the same at all. Like, people are figuring out a way to shut him down, or he's not getting his opportunities as much. JNaps has been relatively quiet. He was talked about as one of the best in the world, and he had a quiet league play, but they kind of got through that with Rizzo carrying a decent amount. He showed up in the playoffs, but after that, we haven't seen JNaps do what he does best, and that is carry this team. And that doesn't mean anything poorly against Crow and Rizzo. Just G2 is their best when JNaps is playing out of his mind. And honestly, any team is great when someone's playing out of their mind. Look at Energy at the World Championship. Look at Garrett G. Played out of his mind, and Energy looks great. So, G2 needs to find something. I don't see how anyone can pick G2 in this first series. One, G2 has always been a really slow starter at tournaments. Dignitas has historically beaten the crap out of G2 except for the E-League finals. That was like the only time that they haven't. I don't think this is going to be a stomp, and Dignitas will win. And Dignitas is already in the States as well. They came in Saturday. So they're hanging out in Philadelphia for a little while and then going up to Toronto. So Dignitas is preparing this time. Compared to last gnarly where they didn't prepare at all. They showed up the night before, and that's why they lost out. But Dignitas should easily have that. And again, I'm going to pick Dignitas a lot because I always pick Dignitas. That's just the way it is. Okay, on the bottom of the bracket, FlyQuest and PSG. I really like FlyQuest. I really do. I just don't think it's their time yet. We saw at the climb they kind of struggled when it got down to like the top of NA. They did take out during the I believe it was technically the climb when they took out the 3 teams that finished in the top 4 of that part of the tournament, and then they had to sub in Pluto, so Ghost took them out in the bracket reset. But like FlyQuest can beat those teams. They just haven't shown that they can beat the very best yet. Is PSG the very best? Not necessarily, but Europe is an extremely good region, extremely deep region. As long as PSG's not like worrying about their roster while they're doing this tournament, hopefully not, then they should win this. I believe like Shaw said can shut them down on defense. Bluey can do some magic on the offensive side, and Ferrer should be able to close against FlyQuest. I got PSG here. But I really like FlyQuest. I really enjoy them, but I expect them to go out in the first round. Next up, Excel G2. I can't trust Excel. Like, even when they qualified for Gnarly, when they showed up on stream, they didn't look great either. So we're like, how did this happen? Like, how? But who knows? Who knows? I don't know if they're practicing at all. Honestly, I have no idea. I still think G2 they have to win this series. Like if they lose this series, you're gonna start like looking at like maybe a roster move happens. Sure that they signed a multi-year extension, that doesn't mean they can't make roster moves. So G2 has to start figuring things out slowly. I doubt they make a roster move anyway, even if they lose this, but something to consider. And the pressure will be on going into the next RLCS season. But I think G2 wins this. We'll go 3-1. I'll give Excel a game. Okay, moving on. We'll go back up to the top side of the bracket. We got Flipside and Cloud9. I'm liking Cloud9 lately. I really am. And Flipside's playing great too. But it was a month ago. I haven't seen them since. Flipside, though, when they were at their last LAN, they had to use a sub in Jesse at DreamHack, and they still finished top 8. So that was really impressive from them. I just think Cloud9 lately's been popping off, and I think Cloud9 is looking pretty good. I also predicted them to go to the winter finals in the World Championship. I missed that prediction. Barely, but I missed it. But I think they can do it. I think they can. So I'm going to go Cloud9 here. Moving on to the winter finals. Dignitas NRG. So the way I see it is we saw the greatest series in the history of Rocket League by leaps and bounds when Dignitas and NRG played in the World Championship finals. The thing is, I feel like Dignitas generally can get away with like someone going a little cold. They didn't necessarily when K-Dop went a little cold versus NRG, but NRG also was like everyone was really popping off. Like Dignitas can afford to play a little bit down and still be really good, while NRG, I feel like they played so high that it's very hard to repeat that. It's very possible it happens, but I think Dignitas is still that better team, and like NRG has to find that form once again to do it. But I just think like if you go on just, you know, like if Dignitas and NRG played 10 times, I would give Dignitas probably 7 of those wins, maybe 8 of those wins. It just like depends if NRG, like if Garrett's popping off. Garrett looked extremely cold during the climb. Again, I don't know if that matters too much, but I just don't know if he can have that same performance he had at the World Championship, because that was like out of this world. Crazy. So, I'm going to go Dig here. They're passing too good. They're just such a solid team. I'm going to go 3-1 for Dignitas. You know what? I'm making that a 3-2 just because we want to see more games between these teams. So, 3-2 for Dignitas. Moving back down to the bottom of the bracket. Energy and PSG. Like, Energy should be fine at this point. I believe, like, all those upper games would probably be day 1, I would think. And then day 2, we would start with, like, an Energy PSG sort of deal. Or maybe even the first lowers. I'm not sure exactly how the match order plays. If PSG gets to play FlyQuest first, and then move on to Energy in the same day, and Energy didn't play yet, that does give a little bit of a bonus to PSG. But I still think Energy comes out on top. We'll go 3-2, though. I think PSG can challenge them, but... like, Energy's defense is so solid, and if they can get any offense... and the thing is with, like, Justin, he's been, like, performing some crazy moves where he can score goals from basically anywhere. Same with Garrett. But they only need, like, 2 of those a game. And that's if they don't score a normal goal, which they do plenty of. But if they score, like, 2 goals, it's very hard to score 3 goals against Energy. So that's maybe all they need. But we'll go 3-2, just for the hell of it. And we'll get PSG out of here. Flipside versus G2. Flipside looking really strong. G2 not looking very strong lately. I think Flipside can bounce back from that Cloud9 loss and take this one over G2. There you go, G2 fans. You can be happy. G2 is out early. I predicted it. Okay. Moving on. Actually, don't know if I can scroll this. Hold on one second. I gotta do it on here, I think. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're breaking stuff. All right. So we're doing this little ghetto style. But that's okay. Woo. There it is, baby. Okay. Moving on. We'll go into the lowers first. We have Energy versus Flipside, the 2 #1 seeds. I just like Energy still. Sure, they didn't play that well yet, but didn't play that well this weekend, but still, they are a super solid team, and I think they get this win. I'm going to go 3-1 for NRG. Moving on, Dignitas versus Cloud9, the 2 #2 seeds. Cloud9 has a chance here. Like, I really do think so. But by the way, they've been playing lately, but Dignitas, when it comes down to it, late in the bracket, Dignitas shows up until it hits grand final. Sometimes they don't show up. But Dignitas should get this win, but I'm going to say it's pretty close. I think Dignitas will win over Cloud9. But Cloud9's going to put up a fight. They're definitely going to put up a fight. So, next up, Cloud9 versus Energy. For the chance to play Dignitas once again. Do the defending champs make it out, or does Energy, the defending North America champs, I guess? They did sweep the entire gnarly qualifiers. That was really impressive back then. I think by the time... I'll go Energy here. Maybe just because I want to see Energy Dignitas again and hope that we get the same magic that we did last time. But... you know me. You know me. All my predictions. Until Dignitas loses a tournament again, I'm picking Dignitas. Because, like, Dignitas is they're really good. And there's not a real reason why to not pick them. They're setting up well. They're already boot camping. They're the earliest team getting ready for this tournament. They're making this more about business, I feel like, than most teams lately. And I think that's really actually helping them a bunch. And they're just getting better and better, and that's really scary. I'm going to go Dignitas. I'll go 4-3 because, again, we want to see some buzzer beaters. But there it is. There's the final. Dignitas wins over Energy. Cloud9 gets 3rd. Flipside 4th. Down the line, we got PSG and G2 at 5th. And FlyQuest and Excel in 7th. And that'll do it for these gnarly predictions. If you're coming, make sure you come say hi. I will be there. I will be casting. I am so excited to cast. Should be really, really fun. And, yeah, that'll do it here. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments below. And that'll do it. I'll catch you guys later.